Welcome to what we're calling the stables. Come on in. This is one of my favorite projects that we've ever done. It was an actual renovation. This was an old barn with a very small living quarters. All of the walls and the ceilings are a rough poplar, and we chose a rough poplar because that is the portions of the old barn that we kept. That is the wood that was used, so we just continued it throughout, and we did a paint stain over it, sailcloth, if you're wondering. It's all rough poplar, brick floors, old art, old pieces. It's one of the most cozy spaces that we've ever designed. I would personally live here. It just makes me so happy knowing that the family that is getting to use this space, they thought it was going to be a second home, and they stay here more often than not. So once you move out of the entry into the living room, you're in this very quaint living room spot, and it's just proof that you don't need these massively large spaces to accommodate a bunch of seating. So in this space, we have two pretty large sofas with a similar fabric and really great trim detail on really all of the pieces. We have an antique sofa that we recovered in a plaid. We have an antique high back wing chair that we found and got to use. So essentially you're getting 3 sofas and a chair in a very quaint space. And so I really love the fact that in this really cozy environment that we made it to where a lot of people can sit, but they also feel like it belongs in this house. This is the sitting space, and it is kind of the center point of the living room and the kitchen. So we provided extra seating in this space. There's a bar behind me, and it's just really used for overflow. There's an ice machine, a variety of functional things, and then we created it to look a little bit older than you would see in your average home with the exposed hinges. We used urban bronze as the paint color. We used a very simple profile in the kitchen, and the bar for the cabinetry, it's just a simple shaker, but we played it up with the hardware and the tile and the curves that we drew for the shelves. This is the kitchen of the space, and I love it so much. The positioning of this was something that me and the client sat down. This was actually a bedroom and a bathroom, and I proposed making it the kitchen because these are the views of the home, and why would you not want to look out your window to see the views from your kitchen? So we did open the space up and make it the kitchen. And the goal was to make it feel as old and like it was here from the beginning. So the island is operating like a piece of furniture. There's no plumbing in it, no trash cans, nothing like that. We put all of that on the perimeter wall. And so the leg profile of the island, the knobs are also wood, the same stain as the island. We used Negresco granite and we honed it. We have the same poplar rough wood. We have exposed hinges and faucet that is living brass. We used a lattice detail on the fridge. The range that we purchased is Ilve. It's not a brand that you see very often used in the South. We found it, we fell in love with it, and all of the lighting, we made sure that it looked like it had been here for a while. So all in all, this kitchen is very, very functional. It has every appliance that you could need, but it also looks like it's been here a while because we didn't overly functionize the space. This was actually the door to the outside, so we actually reused the door, and we did not stage this room at all, but if you peek in here, there's a ton of little detail. We did a stained wood in here, the same exposed hinges, little curtains, but real people use it, and so there's real stuff in here that you would use if you had a pantry. This is the dining room, and this used to be the living room. So imagine that this is the living room. I mentioned before that the kitchen was the bedroom, and then the bedroom that's right behind me was the kitchen. So we kind of just flopped everything, and we knew that the dining room was really important because they have so many family members that are here all the time. So we made this massively large, oversized dining table. We customized it, drew it, and had it made, and it seats 12. So we did a equestrian-like wallpaper for this space because that is the essence of the whole property. It is very horse-centric, and there's a ton of horses on the property, and from this dining room window, you can look out and see the horses. So we did leave these barn doors. McAlpine originally designed this home, and they did an incredible job. There were so many features that I did not want to remove. We really recreated it for functionality purpose. These doors are beautiful, the hardware, everything about them, so we left them as is. There is always a high-low game to, I think, interior design in general, and so we did, we kind of anteed up for the table and the chairs and the wallpaper and lots of things about this house. But the light we actually just got off of Pottery Barn. I think it's Chris Loves Julia or something like that. So I thought it was very beautiful with the burgundy lamps, and I thought it tied into the space well. And there was just, after I saw the light, there was just really no need to go spend a fortune on an antique light or a new light that was made to look antique. I thought that it was very beautiful. This is one of the 3 guest rooms in this home, and I'm kind of featuring this because I think it's so fun for this house. I think that the decision to kind of leave the ceiling as is, this used to actually be covered space, but it was exterior. And so when we were in the living room and the entry, all of that used to be covered kind of porch exterior space, and we added a second floor which lowered that ceiling. So actually the ceiling height of this room was the original ceiling height and the beams. So we added the shiplap 3/4 of the way up the wall, painted it, chose a really, really fun wallpaper. Everything else kind of fits the theme as far as the bedding. We purchased this bed, it's not a custom bed, and we just made little simple decisions that would keep the character, like the door framing is the rough poplar, the window having the beam above it, we didn't change that. This window has always been here. Again, it was just an exterior window. So we had so much fun in this space, and I think it turned out to be the most fun room in the house. This is the primary space of the home, and kind of the same as the upstairs guest rooms. We took over the porch outside and kept the ceiling structures, and we added in the wood that we used downstairs, except we changed the color. We used this very unique burgundy maroon paint stain, which was bold, very bold. So happy the clients went along with it. It kind of all stemmed off of this turkey that they wanted to, have in the space. So we have the pheasant pillows. We just kind of carried that coloring throughout. I'm not a huge primary bedroom person. A lot of people like almost a full living room these days in their primary space, and I think that this is just enough. There's a place to sit and there's a place to sleep, and I think that that's really all that you need, and use wall materials to kind of make it cozy and to kind of feel like a space that you want to sleep in and stay a while. We stole space from the lower party barn and added this upper balcony. It has the roll down shades. It kind of overlooks kind of the party barn portion of this house. This view is the same as the kitchen. This is the most beautiful view of the whole home. And so I think that they have thoroughly enjoyed their primary sitting porch. So this is the outside kind of covered porch space that they use to sit, watch TV, play games, do things like that. It is the most spectacular views. It's underneath the stair to the upper porch, but we opened up this space and made it more of a porch because before it was like a bunch of storage and things like that. And so we just simply opened it up, added screens, and yeah, I would say that this isn't the most designed space, but it is one of the most beautiful spaces because the views are just the design. you so much for coming along and seeing this house with me. And that is a wrap on the Staples.